3 ways to increase your income while working in South Korea. Making money in South Korea. Whether you've been here long term or you just started out, today we're gonna give you some real insider tips on how to increase your income while working in South Korea. And you definitely wanna hang on to the end of the video for our bonus tip. Hello everybody, my name is Ade.
Yo, this is David.
Today we're gonna share with you 3 tips on how to increase your income while working in South Korea, and definitely hang on for the bonus at the end.
All right, let's start with our first one. We're gonna talk about visas, okay? In particular, the F visa.
Right.
It will give you flexibility in employment. So if you're looking for job flexibility in South Korea, you need the F visa because it is a game changer. It opens up a range of employment options that can lead to better income opportunities. Now, I say this because I've personally seen many expats, foreigners, maybe even students who come to study here, but they want to make extra money. They just can't because they don't have the proper visa. Like, for example, I work at the radio station, right? And I've seen students come in and go. They ask if they can work part-time jobs. They can't because their visa is only for them to study in South Korea to not make any income whatsoever. They cannot pay taxable income, right? And so then what are their options then? You got to get a proper visa. If you want to stay here longer, work towards getting a F visa. There's like F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know how many Fs there are, but there are many types of visas there. Once you get that, yeah, you have opportunities over opportunities.
Right. Just to clarify, the F visa is a long-term visa, and it's actually a step to long-term residency. And a lot of English teachers, they come in on an E series visa. And I think some students come in on certain D visas and whatnot. Some students are allowed to work, but they're capped and they don't have too much options. But most people want to get a hold of that F visa because, especially for teachers, you're not locked into one specific school. If you work at a school, that school sponsors your visa, and therefore you're only allowed to work there. And they kind of control you,
right?
Because they sponsor your visa.
Just one note about the student visas where you can work, yes, legally, but the companies might not want to hire you for that.
I see.
I've seen many discriminations against it.
I see.
Yeah, so getting an F visa is definitely a step that you should work toward if you want to live here for a longer period of time.
Right. And what the F visa also allows you to do is, the F visa also allows you to start your own business, right? So you can be working somewhere and then be legally start up your own business with your F visa, which again gives you much more opportunity to increase your income in Korea.
For sure.
Now, I don't want to go into too much about how to get the F visa. If you want to know, let us know in the comments and maybe we'll make a video about that. But definitely work towards getting that visa.
And now if you are an expat or foreigner and you're getting towards that visa, the F visa, one of the ways you can get it is through learning that language, right? The Korean language. So let's move on to our topic number 2. So learn Korean. So we're tackling the power and the efficacy of the language, right? So learning Korean isn't just about breaking that language barrier. It's a key tool for unlocking higher paying job opportunities directly linked to the F visa, the long-term residence visa.
So just to clarify, David, you're on an F visa?
I'm on an F visa, but it's a different visa.
Right. And I'm on an F visa also. And I went through the point system. I went through all of that hard work.
The tough stuff.
I got it when it was hard to get. It's a little bit easier now to get it.
Okay.
But because of that, I had to go through a Korean program, which helped to increase my Korean level. But I will say this, even though my Korean level is not where it needs to be, it helps me, I am kind of comfortable with it, but I have invested thousands of dollars, literally, into the Korean language, either if it will be online programs or constant tutoring. Because I'm an English teacher, I'm not around the language at all. Even though you are in Korea, it is a total myth that you pick up the language. There have been foreigners here for 20 years and they still have not grasped the language. They only know how to say, hello and mekjuchu seyo, if you know what I mean, right? So you have to make a valiant effort, to learn and grasp the language. But when you do, when I tell you the floodgates of opportunity opens up, and the amount of money you can make substantially increases once you understand the language.
Right. I guess I'm privileged to have known the language before coming here because I grew up in a Korean family. You know, I spoke Korean to my parents. I never really forgot the language. So when I came to Korea, I was bilingual.
Right.
So I never really had to go through the difficulty of obtaining the visa in the first place, or having to learn the language to improve my communication skills. But it has definitely helped me a lot in so many ways,
For sure.
Lots of opportunities coming in.
Right. Even if you know it a little bit, like me, I don't know it towards or I can do the radio. By the way, one of my goals is hopefully next year, this time, we can be doing this a little bit in Korean. That's one of my goals.
That'll be dope.
Right. But even knowing it a little bit, when I do go to work or when I do communicate with people, knowing a little bit of the language, talking to the boss or the workers, it brings my connection with people much more closer and increases my network, which is going into number 3.
Number 3 is networking. So let's talk about networking. Building connections in South Korea can lead you to better jobs, unexpected career opportunities as well. So let's dive into how you can network effectively and why it's crucial for maximizing your earning potential here. And let me just say this before I delve into this.
Go ahead.
Networking in Korea is really easy. I think it's a lot easier in Korea than maybe Canada and the States because of the jung people have in South Korea.
And what is jung?
Jung is that warmth that people have. They're very, very inviting. They're open-minded. You might think that they're not as open-minded because they don't say excuse me or they don't smile at you. But once you break that language barrier and you talk to them in Korean, so that was our topic number 2, you talk to them in Korean, they will open up and they will likely talk to you more, even with broken English.
Right.
But if you don't start the conversation in Korean, they'll not say anything to you.
Right.
So once you start saying broken Korean, 안녕하세요.
Whatever.
제 이름은 데이비드입니다. 반갑습니다. Right?
Something.
They'll be delighted to have a conversation with you, and in just 1 to 2 minute conversation with you, they'll want your contact info.
Right. Korea is not special when it comes to this rule.
That's true.
Your net worth is your network. And you have to be able to network in Korea. And I'll say this, for some foreigners have a hard time doing this because they come with that privilege from back home. And they come with this, I don't need to do the gritty work, right? And I feel like a lot of foreigners kind of lose out on huge opportunities.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Huge.
Because they're not playing the network game properly.
But thank you, because of you guys, I've got a lot of opportunities.
Right. So I work at a university, and how I even got some of these opportunities was networking. And I got an opportunity. I was networking with somebody, and I knew him. Whatever. We kind of keep in contact. Yeah. Right. Every 4 months, I'll send him a message. Hey, how you doing? Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Just casual. 4 years later, boom, something came up. And it completely changed my income for the better.
They remembered you.
They remembered me, right? And networking is a long-term game. Yeah. Right? And don't forget that networking goes both ways. You can also help somebody else too. For sure. Right? So like, I know you're in the voiceover game, right? And if I hear something, I don't do voiceovers. Your voice is much more better than mine, right? But if I hear somebody who needs that, even though it may not benefit me, I gotta connect you, because that's how the networking game works. Exactly. So don't hesitate to help somebody, because what my mom always says, one hand washes the other. And here's the thing. Like, you guys are all into this MBTI stuff these days, right? I'm not, but I know what you mean. I'm an introvert, you know? Okay. I like to socialize from time to time, but I'm not a big talker when I go out and stuff. But whenever I get to meet certain people, I like to keep in touch with them. Not for the sole purpose of like, I want to get something out of them. Right. So that's the thing. You can't have that mindset of like, I'm going to network with this person so that I can get something out of them. Because if you do that, you're going to tire yourself out. Right. And you're going to And they're going to know too. Yeah, they obviously, we're all human beings. We have that nunchi, right? Right. So you got to just try to adapt the Korean jung into yourself and be more open-minded, be friendly, network, but like network to make friends, not network to make business connections. And I'll say this, as a foreigner, it's 10 times easier to network here. Oh yeah. Like for me personally, I think more foreigners than me. Like honestly speaking, I'm Korean looking. Right. Yeah. Like even when we go out, they treat you so nice. They treat me as a Korean. Yeah. Right. But don't take advantage of that. what I mean by take advantage of is like don't milk it, right? Like also reciprocate.
For sure.
But because I am a foreigner here, I did get so much more opportunities. Foreigners can usually complain that they're not treated as a Korean, and it's a double-edged sword, but there's so many positives towards that, right? It gives you that first step in where you would never get back home. Because you look special, you look different, people are gonna wanna talk to you. The ice is already broken.
Exactly.
Right? So there's your opportunity.
All right, great stuff. So that was our third one. We have a bonus.
Bonus.
A bonus is number 4, freelance or consulting work. So let's explore the world of freelancing and consulting in South Korea. Because of its dynamic and evolving market, there's plenty of opportunities for skilled professionals. So let's talk about the ins and outs of freelancing and how you can have a lucrative side hustle or maybe even a full-time career as a freelancer.
Right.
So I'm a freelancer, meaning I'm not rooted down to working for a single company. I can work however much I want to whoever clients I have. And so I do voiceovers, I do translation work, I do radio work. This is also part of my job, doing YouTube with you, right? So I can do whatever the heck I want. That's a freelancer thing. But the thing about the freelancer thing is the downside is you don't have a stable income.
Right.
So you got to work towards that. Freelancer is good because you get to set your own schedule of when you want to work, but when you are not working, you're not gonna get paid. So it's a risky double-edged sword.
Right.
But I've been a freelancer for a long time now, so I know how to like work through that schedule of mine.
For sure.
So I can live.
I will say this though, you are a freelancer, but you check every box we talked about. You have your F visa, you have Korean, and you have networked. And when you get all of those 3, you're able to freelance and do all of those things that you wanted to do.
Right.
You can't just come here and expect to make extra money right away.
No.
Because you might want to do English tutoring or whatever. But if you don't have your F visa and you do it and you get caught, it's gonna set you back.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So you want to get that F visa, but to get that F visa, you're gonna need Korean. And when you have both and you want more opportunities, you're gonna have to network. So this is why I like it, like you have to, it's not easy, but you have to grind and work.
You have to work
towards
for it.
But when you do get it and when you start getting it, like Korea becomes much more of a comfortable place.
Exactly. So let me tell you the backstory. I guess I skipped all that. I did come here being employed as a working teacher, like a school teacher. So I was a full-time employee for a school. But then I started, getting different gigs, opportunities through networking. So we all talked about that, the step-by-step, like you said. And so I thought to myself, if I were to choose this direction of working as a freelancer, I'm gonna have to quit this full-time job. But am I, can I work this out? Through years and years of networking and grinding and getting that extra skill set, you start to do the weighing balance. And once you start doing that, you start to see that freelancing can be beneficial.
Right.
And so if that works out for you, then you should definitely go that route.
Thanks for sharing that. All right. So what do you think about this? Are there any other ways we missed how we can earn extra income while living in Korea? If you like this video, please like and subscribe and share with your friends, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.